Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Subscribe to Commando, Dr. Zakir Naik channel.
Our beloved Prophet Muhammad said, it's mentioned in Sahih Bukhari, volume number 1, in the book of Salah, hadith number 472, he said that when a person asks that, how should you offer the Qiyamul Layl? The Prophet said that he should offer Qiyamul Layl in 2 rakat, followed by 2 rakat, followed by 2 rakat, followed by 2 rakat, and so on. And when he fears that dawn is approaching, he should offer 1 rakat. So all the rakat become witr, become odd. That means you can pray as many as you wish. Later on, have one number, an odd number, so that everything becomes odd. So, as far as the number of rakats are concerned, you can pray as many as you wish. But as far as the practice of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is concerned, just mentioned in Sahih Bukhari, volume number 2, in the book of Tahajjud, hadith number 1147, that Hazrat Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, she says that the Prophet, while offering Qiyamul Layl in Ramadan, used to always offer 11 rakat, not more than 11 rakat. And this he used to do even in other months. That means 8 rakat of Qiyamul Layl and 3 rakat of Witr. So it becomes 8 plus 3, 11 rakat. And there are various other hadith which always say that all the hadith that we find of the Prophet ﷺ, whether it be Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, all of them said that he prayed 8 rakat or this 11 rakat. 11 includes 8 plus 3. And further, the same hadith of Sahih Bukhari, volume number 2, in the book of Tahajjud, hadith number 1147, Hazrat Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, when she says that the Prophet always offered 11 rakat in Ramadan and even other times. And she said that he used to offer 4 rakat. And I cannot narrate to you the time, the beauty and the length of these rakat. And he used to again offer 4 rakat. And I cannot narrate to you the beauty and the length of these 4 rakat. And then he used to offer 3 rakat, indicating 8 plus 3. But if you read the practice of the Salaf Salihin, of our predecessors, of the Sahabas, the Tabain, Tabi-Tabain, we find from records that they prayed 11 rakat, some prayed 13, some prayed 19, some prayed 23, some prayed 36, some prayed 39 rakats also. And if you read the Musannaf Ibn Abi Shayba, volume number 2, page number 165, 166, it says that the Tabain, when they offered the Qiyamul Layl in Ramadan, which is known as Taraweeh, they offered 20 rakat. Some place it says that they offered 36 rakat. So as far as the rakats are concerned, as the Prophet, the call, the command of the Prophet was that read 2 rakat, 2 rakat, 2 rakat, 2 rakat, as much as you wish, then 1. And as I mentioned earlier in Sahih Bukhari, hadith number 472, volume number 1, you can read as many rakats as you want in 2, 2, 2 and then 1. But if you want to follow the sunnah of the Prophet always offered 8 rakat plus 3. So what is permissible? As many as you wish. 8, 10, 20, 36, no problem. And then followed by 3 witr. But the Prophet offered 8 plus 3, 11. But you can offer as many as you wish.
First of all, when you say consensus, it means that there is no one else who said something different. But this is not the case. You just said that Imam Malik says it's 36 rak'ah and not 20 rak'ahs. So there's no consensus. And we cannot have consensus when we have a hadith. And the Prophet's hadith, according to Mother Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, that the Prophet ﷺ did not pray neither in Ramadan nor out of Ramadan more than 11 rak'ah. However, this hadith is challenged by another hadith where it stated that he used to pray 13 rak'ahs, as per Ibn Abbas and also Aisha, may Allah be pleased with them all. So why did the scholars say that it's okay to pray 20 rak'ah? Because there is nothing limiting it. Where did they come from? With this number? This is the doing of Muslims since Allah knows when. And it is not an issue where we should waste time disputing and arguing and fighting and pointing at one another that this is an innovator or this one is so extreme in his views, etc. It's a very easy topic. You want to pray 11? Be my guest. What's your evidence? My evidence is that the Prophet ﷺ never exceeded 11 rak'ah according to the authentic hadith in the Sahih by Mother Aisha when she was asked. Okay, good for you. You want to pray 20? Yes. What's your evidence? That Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, and the majority of the companions used to pray 20 rak'ahs. Good for you. You want to pray more? 30 rak'ahs, 40 rak'ahs? It's okay. There's nothing limiting it. And if the people in the neighborhood are old geezers like myself and they don't have the energy to pray except 7 rak'ahs, good for you. There's nothing that compels us to pray a specific number, let alone to fight and point fingers at one another and accuse one another of being an innovator and not loving the sunnah, etc. All of this is from shaitan. Islam is an easy-going religion. You do what you like, and if someone goes against your opinion that is not a crucial issue, is not a life or death matter, alhamdulillah, we have room in our religion to accept such differences, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best.
One of the beautiful aspects of Ramadan is Qiyamul Layl في الجماع في المسجد, يعني making Qiyamul Layl in a congregation in the masjid. We call that Taraweeh. Right? The word Taraweeh will not be in the matan of any hadith. Yani Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't call it Taraweeh. Sahaba did not call it Taraweeh. In the generations after them, this name came. Nothing wrong with the name. Yani the name is not a big deal. But this action of making Qiyamul Layl in Jama' in Ramadan was done by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was done by the Sahaba during the Khilafah of Abu Bakr radiyallahu and Umar radiyallahu and Uthman radiyallahu and Ali radiyallahu and Hassan and later after that, and it continues till our time. Tayyib. In Sahih Bukhari, we see that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Ramadan came out to make Qiyamul Layl, and the Sahaba they joined him. And they made Salah, Qiyamul Layl in Jama'. They prayed what we call Taraweeh. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam prayed Taraweeh. Tayyib? In al-Bukhari. Then the next night he did it as well. And one of the rawayat the third night, and then the fourth night, and one of the rawayat the third night, he did not come out. The people waited, he did not come out. And the next day he explained why. Not that there was anything wrong with what was being done. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself explained. He said, I wanted to show you that this is not fard. We didn't want that people make it an obligation. If Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did it every night in Jama'ah, people would have started to say, oh, it's fard. Just like witr, people say, oh, it's wajib. Even though it's not wajib. Ali radiyan clarified this very clearly. But to make it clear that this is not an obligation, and this is not us trying to deduce that from the hadith, he alayhi salatu said it. I didn't want it to become fard on you. Tayyib? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam prayed Taraweeh, Qiyamul Layl fi Jama' fi Ramadan. Tayyib? Not only that, he encouraged us to pray it. He said the one who prays behind the Imam until he finishes in Ramadan, in Qiyamul Layl, and who can finish, then Allah will forgive their sins. So qawlan and fi'lan. And he alayhi salatu wasalam saw the Sahaba join behind him and he approved it, so iqraran. For every which way, Taraweeh is sunnah. It is sunnah. Tayyib, how many rak'at did Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam pray it? Very clear from Aisha radhiyallahu anha, may Allah give her the highest places in Jannat al-Firdaus al-Ala. And what a great service she did for the Ummah. In al-Bukhari, she said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not make more than 11 rak'at for Ramadan, in Ramadan or outside of it. Very clear. Some people say, no, this is Qiyam and this is... She made it very clear. How much clearer can it be? I mean, this is the wisdom of Aisha radhiyallahu anha. And it's in al-Bukhari. There's no doubt to the authenticity. Some say, no, there was Taraweeh and then Rasulullah prayed another 11 rakats. Hey, where is the hadith for that? Did she say he made 20 and then made 11? No. She said very clearly. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he made 11. There are some riwayat for 13. But that's including the 2, that is the Sunan of Isha. Yes, but the regular tahajjud, Qiyamul Layl of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Ramadan and outside of Ramadan is 11 rakat. He prayed Isha, he prayed the 2 Sunan of Isha, and whatever else Nawafil. Then for Qiyamul Layl, when he would wake up in the later part of the night, he would then pray 2, make taslim, 2, taslim, take a break, 2, taslim, 2, taslim, take a break, 2, taslim, and 1. How many is that? 11. Okay, my math, alright? Okay, good. Tayyib, this is the way of Rasulullah SAW in Taraweeh or regularly for Tahajjud in Qiyamul Layl. During the lifetime of Rasulullah SAW, this happened. When the Sahaba prayed behind Rasulullah SAW, they prayed 11 rak'at in Ramadan in what we call Taraweeh. During the Khilafah of Abu Bakr radiyanhu, from what we find from the ahadith, that this continued but separately. Meaning that in the time of Rasulullah, he came out, والسلام, so people prayed behind him. In the Khilafah of Abu Bakr radiyanhu, they would have somebody who was a qari, he would come and people would join him, and somebody else maybe came later and people would join him, and somebody else came and they would join him. In the time of Rasulullah was only one. Right? But in the time of Abu Bakr radiyanhu, this is only 2 years, a lot of things going on at that time. During the Khilafah of Umar radiyanhu, in the Muwatta Imam Malik, he also made 11 rak'at. He put Tamim al-Dari and Ubay ibn Ka'b radiyallahu anhuma to be the Qurra, to switch up, and they would lead and they would make 11 rak'at. This is in the Muwatta Imam Malik. In the same book, Muwatta Imam Malik, in a later hadith, he also made 23 rak'at. And 20 rak'at and then the Shafa Witr. Sanadan, the 11 rakat hadith is stronger, but they're both authentic. And if you look at the hadith of 20 rakat, it's not one riwayah, there are many riwayat. And this is something that Imam Malik and then other A'imma and Ulama clarified. They said in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in Abu Bakr radiyan, in Umar radiyan, the Qiyamul Layl in Ramadan, which we call Taraweeh, was very long. They would start and they would pray till close to the time of suhoor. Imagine here, if we go over 2 hours, people start rioting, But imagine they paid it all the way close to suhoor. So imagine that in 11 rak'at. How long are those rak'at? We know Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and sometimes in one rak'ah he would read Al-Baqarah and Surah Al-Imran and Surah Al-Ma'idah and Nisa, out of switching order as well. But so many long, so many ajza, not even 1 juz or 2 juz in one rak'ah. So it became difficult for people. People got tired, the older people, women, children. So Umar radiyanhu, knowing what is the sunnah is, Salatul Layl, mathna, mathna. Rasulullah didn't tell us Salatul Layl is 11 rak'at or 20 or 30. No, he said the night prayer is 2 by 2. Meaning you can do more or less. So Umar radiyan, seeing this situation, he made it where there were more breaks. So people could rest, shorter standings, right? So if you wanted to dip out for a few rak'at, you could, right? No problem with that, right? If you just wanted to have a little rest before you join the next rak'ah, you have that time. You're not standing straight for so long, so he made 20. And nobody objected to this. From the Sahaba and Madahib al-Arba', there was no objection to this. Till our time. In the Haram, they still make 20. So what does that mean? If somebody sees the situation and people are able to make the Taraweeh in 11 rak'at, alhamdulillah. Very good. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did it, Abu Bakr radiyan did it, Umar radiyan did it, the Sahaba did not object to it, and afterwards many of the ulama, they including Sheikh Islam ibn Taymiyyah and others, they said there is jawaz, no problem with it. At the same time, if an imam in a masjid sees his jama'ah and he says, they are not able to stand long, we're going to make it 20 rak'at. No problem with that. If you increase or decrease from that, no problem, because this is not tawqifan. Rasulullah didn't tell us you have to make these amount of rak'at. So if somebody makes 20, alhamdulillah, no problem with that. Somebody can do 11, that's even better, alhamdulillah, no problem with that. This is Qiyamul Layl. Everybody clear about Taraweeh now? There is no special dhikr between Taraweeh. Some of the masajid, they have a little post-it and they have it and they get a mic and they make some special, there is no such thing. It is not from the sunnah that you have to give a dars between the 4 rakat. If you feel tartiban, that the most people are there and you can reach them and you give some kind of a reminder, nothing wrong with it. But it's not an ibadah in and of itself. The Taraweeh, when it is done, it should be done with proper recitation. It's not something, if you do 20 rak'at in 20 minutes, you are not getting the point of Taraweeh. This is something you're supposed to enjoy with proper makharij, listening to the Quran, benefiting from it. You don't have to finish the Quran in Taraweeh. But it's something good, because all of us should try to read the whole Quran in Ramadan. Many people are not able to, so at least in Taraweeh they can hear the whole Quran, but it's not something that has to be done. This is some of the ahkam of Taraweeh. Taraweeh can be prayed right after Isha until Fajr. Why? Because that's the time of Qiyamul Layl. Tahajjud, Qiyamul Layl, all the same thing. Some people say, no, one is when you sleep and one. No dalil for that. No dalil. You can get into linguistics, but there is no dalil for it. So if you pray your Taraweeh right after Isha, because that's the most convenient for everybody, alhamdulillah. If you pray your Taraweeh in the middle of the night, alhamdulillah. If you pray right before Fajr, alhamdulillah. If you pray a little bit in the beginning of the night and you do more later, alhamdulillah. But to increase it in the last 10 nights is sunnah. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to increase his ibadah in the last 10 nights. But a bid'ah that has come in our time, as Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen and Sheikh Albani have pointed out, that the bid'ah is to separate between Taraweeh and Qiyamul Layl. They say, we have Taraweeh, and the last 10 nights, we're also going to have Qiyamul Layl. What does that mean? Taraweeh is Qiyamul Layl. Right? So, what does that mean? For example here, we will be making, inshallah, if Sheikh Abdul Qadir decides, 11 raka'at every night. In the last 10 nights of Ramadan, we will also have brothers come again in the last part of the night to increase their ibadah, but this is all one salah. This is all one salah. Whether you call it Qiyamul Layl or Taraweeh, it's up to you. The only caveat here is, if you make your witr, then you cannot repeat your witr. So if you're going to make 20 raka'at and then pray your shaf and witr, and then you want to make another 10 raka'at, you can. But you will not repeat your witr. If you plan on making extra Qiyamul Layl, then don't pray your witr in the early time, pray it in the last of it. If you didn't plan on it, you prayed witr, you went to sleep, but you woke up, you want to make more salah, you can. But you will not then repeat your witr, because there is no 2 witr in one night.